You are now listening to the Mind Unleashed, Open Mind Industries podcast. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 97 of the Mind Unleashed. As we always do, let's give a few shout outs to our supporters from Left the Ride Sharing app. Use the code TMUP for, I believe, like $5 off your first rides with Lyft. Must be in Orlando for that code to apply. Hopefully it does work where you are, but I really haven't used it in a while, but I do use Lyft a lot. I highly recommend it. I wish we'd get it to work for more places, but I'm sorry we can't. I'll look into it for you. Also, please check out Stronach Sound. Stronach Sound hooked us up with our USPTO and trademarking for Open Mind Industries, and he has been an amazing, honest to goodness attorney. If you're looking to get your brand off the ground or just trying to get your stuff taken care of legally and just professionally, definitely check out Stronach Sound. I can't recommend him enough. Honest to goodness attorney. I found him on Thumbtack a few years ago, and he has been outstanding on guiding me through the way of just making sure the business is legit, making sure the process is right. Honest to goodness attorney, if you're looking for a good trademark attorney or somebody just to help you kind of get your brand moving in the right direction legally and professionally, please check him out. He is amazing. So stronachlaw.com, links will be down below in the description. I also want to give a shout out to 3D Scan the CAD. 3D Scan the CAD does 3D scanning for automotive and pretty much any project you can think of, from cosplay to stuff like that. Mostly automotive. What Pavel does, he does 3D scanning with the Appeal 3D scanner, and he is based here in Miami, Florida. He's offering you guys about a good price. I'm going to give you the price because he keeps telling me not to sit there. He's offering my followers, people that work with me, $70 per hour. His normal price is usually $100 per hour. So if you're looking to get something done, 3D scanned for an automotive body shop or what have you, or some cosplay armor, please check him out at 3D Scan the CAD. Links will be down below in the description. He told me not to say, like, hey, the price. I don't see why I shouldn't say it. Pavel, I'm giving him the price, man. Get you some more business. It's $70 for my followers and listeners. If you guys want to holler at him, please do so. He's an amazing cat. He's also been part of their webinar for Peel. So yeah, if you're just a regular person and you want to give him a call, it's $100 per hour for 3D scanning services. You'll also get the files or whatever you need, CNC'd or whatever you have to. He'll get it all taken care of for you. Can't recommend him enough. 3D Scan the CAD. Links will be down below in the description. Who else? Also want to give a shout out to Shape Labs VR. I just had a chat with them today. They're very lovely. So what they are is pretty much a program for those who have VR headsets, the Oculus Rift, the Vive, what have you. If you're looking to get into VR sculpting, highly recommend them. They've been amazing. I emailed them the other day to see if I get part of their tester program, and the price wasn't bad, so I ended up picking it up for about $20 on Steam. It's kind of like Medium, Oculus Medium, or Adobe Medium. What was Oculus Medium? Now it's Adobe Medium for sculpting and stuff like that. Amazing team over there. They were very kind. Told me I could give them a shout out through the social media lines. If you're looking to try out the software, or give them a run and stuff like that, $20 is not bad. Definitely recommend it. It runs very smoothly. I ended up upgrading the desktop to 32 gigabytes of RAM. So for the Oculus Medium, or Adobe Medium, sorry, and it runs phenomenally well. So I want to give them a shout out. Check out Shape Labs VR, and I'll probably put a link down below so you guys can check them out, but I want to give them a quick shout out. Anyway, guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to episode 97. I believe it's episode 97. What the fuck has been going on? Well, not a hell of a lot. I kind of took a step back. We did not the Mind Unleashed. Damn, I could tell I'm out of it. We did Up Past Midnight. Me and Del Marie did that, knocked that out. And we did, if you haven't checked that out, please do so. We're really trying to get the ball rolling on that. We did one episode this month, and I was like, oh my God, I guess I got to do the Mind Unleashed. What am I going to talk about? We just talked about stuff that we really love, and we kind of getting down that rabbit hole and stuff like that. It's been fun to do a nerd out podcast with her, and really, I'm hoping you guys are enjoying that. So if you guys have caught the episodes prior to that, and you're like, what the hell is this about? Why is he pushing this? It's because I've always loved gaming, and I've always loved, it's been a big part of my life. and stuff like that. And in geek stuff, I apologize for not being as geeky as I should be. For some people, like, you're not geek, listen, I'm geeky in my other ways, man. I know cars, I know computers, I know guns, I know this, I know that, I know 3D printing. Just because I don't know what comic book came out in 1997 and this thing doesn't mean I don't have a love for geekiness. I've been called a nerd consistently. A friend of mine called me out the other day. Said something. He goes, aha, you are a nerd. I went, yeah, I guess I am. So, yeah, it all depends. You love what you love, and if you don't push people away for not loving. Oh my God, you love that, but you're not nerdy enough. It's like, no, no, no. Trust me, I have friends that know how to, how to fix a computer, but don't know how to fix a car. Don't even know how to change their own oil. So, that's something I know how to do, and sadly they don't know how to do. So, to each his own. But I've had a blast doing it with her. We've had a blast, and looking forward to episode 5. I guess that one is going to be about Marvel and DC. So stick around for that one. I don't know when we're going to be recording it. I do need to do a lot of research. One thing I am going to ask for my followers and listeners of The Mind Unleashed, if you guys know a good pod or a good comic book kind of reader, I'm broke as fuck. So, but if you guys know a good comic book reader where I can kind of sit down and maybe read some X-Men, or maybe a YouTube channel that you recommend, or maybe it's a person out there that listens to this and goes, hey man, I have a perfect thing. You could follow my channel. I would be happy to follow your channel and listen to your stuff. I mean, I have no problem doing that. It's just very cost effective and stuff like that. Or if a monthly subscription fee that I can log into some comics, I'd be happy to pay for it, but I'm just not loaded. So I do need to watch Dark Phoenix. That was one of the questions I got put up on the Discord up past midnight. Been doing some video gaming. I kind of took a break. 3D printers are fixed for the most part. I'll get into a little bit of that in just a second. We're going to be talking about Horror Nights, Halloween Horror Nights, what my thoughts are about that. We're just going to be talking about what the hell's been going on with Ali for the time being, because kind of a tech blog. We'll talk about Box, what the hell is going on with all that. Elegoo finally came out and said some stuff about that, which I'm kind of like Uncle Jesse kind of spoke about it too. And I have my thoughts and opinions on printmakers, like what the fuck is going on with that. So yeah, let's just sit back and relax. We'll do as much as we can, and let's just jam, man. Let's sit back and talk. Because I need some talking time to myself. But so what should I begin with? Yeah, so we did up past midnight. That's been going pretty well. So if you guys want to follow that, go ahead. Let's start with Box. My thoughts on Box. So Box, for those who don't know, is the slicer for resin printers. The Elegoos, the Saturns, the Crealities, and stuff like that. They're using the Box board, the Cheetu boards. Every printer from China is using it. Not a bad board, not a bad idea for the mono printers. Like, when I first wanted to get into resin printing, I emailed Form Labs and hit up a lot of companies, Poopoly and then Persa and all these major companies. Got mega no's, lots of no's. No, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. I will give a shout out to the End of Time to Poopoly. They were super kind. Persa, super kind response. And then Form Labs was okay. I had a meeting in my closet office at the time with Form Labs, one of their marketing people, and we spoke about the printer and what it does, and you offer this and that. I was broke as fuck anyway. I could have never afforded their printer, and I was like, hey, would you mind kind of letting me borrow one, lease one, what have you, do monthly payments on one? No, we don't do that, but we'd be glad to take your file and slice it for you to kind of give you an idea of what the shit does. And then talking to Frank Ippolito over at Tested and his shop, a Thingery and a few like that. Frank Ippolito has been on with Adam Savage on Tested and stuff like that. So being able to chat with him like live through Twitter was kind of weird, because he had Form Labs printers, the Form 1, Form 2. And I've talked to some other makers that work in the industry too on some big fucking films, and I've asked them some questions on the forums. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, not that I don't like Form. It's just, they're not for you or I, not for the hobbyists. They're for the engineer, the maker, the company that's trying to go out there and get a part done quickly. Yeah, they're good for what they are. Way fucking overpriced for what they are. I know Adam Savage just bought one for his shop. I was like, holy fuck. spent $6,000 on the printer, and then just the resin alone is almost $80 to $90 for a couple liters. That shit's expensive. So yeah, now that like Poopoly and this one and all these engineering resins are starting to come out and stuff like that, you can. And Frank and Bolito works on, Frank and Bolito's worked on Stranger Things and all these other things. And another company I spoke to, another, big, maker fucking place that worked on mega films like Batman and stuff like that. I talked to them personally, their shop, and they were super kind of feel me. They didn't hate Formlabs, they fucking hate it now, because the problem was once the printer breaks, you can't get any parts for it. The supply chain was horrible. Frank Ippolito he called them out directly because he was so pissed off, and somebody else called them out directly. And I was like, these are some big fucking people that work on some big shows, like multi-million-dollar shows, not $100 shows, $1 million shows, and they're calling out a company like that. God damn. And I talked to Frank Ippolito, and he said, you might want to go Poopoly. So I checked out Poopoly, emailed them, and they were so fucking lovely, man. They were so nice to hit me up and say, hey, man, we're grateful for what you're trying to do and what you're trying to look into, your crutch grips, handles, crutch tips, et cetera, et cetera. What the team said over there, and same thing with Persa, they said the technology is not there yet. And they said, what, FDM seems like the way you want to go, because the slicers are doing what the slicers do with Cura, Simplified 3D. I know many fucking people hate Simplified 3D. It does what I needed to do. I can program it to do what I needed to do. People are like, you're using the wrong slicer. Man, fuck you. I'm gonna use what I want. And it's like, I like it because there's some things that Cura does that Simplified doesn't do, and I got to worry about this and that and then the next thing. And people are having problems with Cura and all this shit. It's like, use what you see fit. If it works for your applications, and use it. I hate when people are such fanboys on something that I'm just like, fuck it, just do what you want to do. Honestly, like I'm recording this on a Mac. I use Windows, Mac, and Linux. People are like, you're a fanboy. No, it works for what I'm using it for. And I've used Simplified 3D since I've gotten it. It's so effing simple for what I needed to do. I have 3 different machines I needed to run, and I have it all coded to those machines. I'm not planning on doing blah, 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 blah. I needed to do exactly what the filament is requesting me to do, because you got to tinker with every fucking filament. So what's the point of running double slicers when it's like, I need to do this? Okay, go in and change the G code. Cura, you have to go in and do many things, and they upgrade it, and then shit happens, and then there's a new plugin you got to put in and all this shit. Trust me, I follow both, and I've been using Simplified for quite a while. It's just simplistic for me. It's easy to remove supports. It's easy to do so much poop, and it's just so much nicer. Not that I don't disrespect anybody who uses Cura. I use both. I used to even use Matter Hacker's stupid thing when I got the Robo. I still got to get the Robo running properly because I need to do some APS. But I digress. The problem with the resin stuff is, when I went into that, is they still were up in price. Like the Elegoo's were like, everybody was like talking about Elegoo's, and then once you try to like, people were getting like, Uncle Jesse and them were getting like free printers, and I literally fell on the bandwagon. I literally called up a few places and was like, hey man, can I get a printer like to use to try? And I really wanted to. I'm like, I'm a nobody, but I really want to try this printer. Persa said, hey, they weren't ready. Poopoly said they couldn't because the technology wasn't there yet. Sorry, we don't like lease out printers to anybody. We don't hand out anybody. And I'm like, you just did to like so and so. They have your printer. Give it to somebody who really could use it and test it and really give you some honest feedback. I've had maybe 2 companies send me out some filament. Ninja Flex is one of them. They've been great. I paid them back tenfold. I bought like 7-8 rolls after I used the first shit. And Ninja Flex for TPU or TPE, my go-to. That's not even kissing their ass. That filament is just standardly beautifully done. It's just, the stuff on it is just beautiful. I love using their filament, their TPU, TPE. Still got to work on the crutch tip. Still got to work on the hand grip. Still got to design some stuff in solid, but I digress. I know I'm going back and forth, but this is just me rambling shit off my brain. So for those listening going, what the fuck? I'm sorry. But anyway, so once, the resin printers kind of got down in price, and I started looking into them, and the tax time came, and I owed some money to the credit card, but I still freaking owe money. And, life is what it is. I looked, I looked into pulling some money aside. I went, okay, well, Creality is putting a printer. Creality put their first resin printer and it looks like shit. And then I looked at the mono price, and then I looked at the Anycubic, and then I looked at, the Saturn, and I looked at the Elegoo Ret 1, and I looked at the bed size and the build size, and I had to measure, how large are my hand grips. Okay, they're 122 millimeters. That's whatever on the Z and stuff like that. And then I said to myself, and I went, okay, what slicer do I need to use? And then everybody goes, well, you really need to use Box. Box is the only one. I really wish, it was like Simplified 3D or something like that, or just a standard protocol system. That thing. But the problem is, now that all these printers are out and they're developed dev time, the devs and the companies are like, shit, man, we're not making any money. I tried using lychee. I don't know, fucking lychee. I don't know. I tried using that. I'm completely blacked up from using that. It's like, oh, you need to pay for our pro service. I'm like, I thought you had a free service, but apparently they don't. So I'm back to using Box. I wanted to try it out. I'm trying to find. I don't mind paying for something if it's something I can use every day of the week or once a week, and it works for my needs. And I know some people out there can be like, dude, just fucking pay the licensing fee. Listen, dude, I'm broke. Like I'm working like fucking maybe 2 days a week. And I know a lot of makers out there are like, fuck that. I'm not paying for SolidWorks, or I'm not paying for ZBrush, or I'm not. So kind of F off, because I know a lot of people, if you don't have to pay for something, you're not gonna pay for it. Let's be honest. It's costing you more material than it is thing. And it's another thing you're gonna add, especially if you're a hobbyist, you're not gonna spend that kind of money. I remember when Fusion 360 finally from Autodesk finally, hit up and said, hey man, we're not, we're going to start, making you only be able to slice. Now it's apparently for that one, for Fusion 360, for those who want to learn CAD and CAM and stuff like that, it's costing people more money. Now they're like, hey man, I got to pay $119 or $119 a week or a month for this program. It's like, welcome to industry standard. It's like, I found out about EAA, and EAA, I'm trying to download SolidWorks yesterday because I paid for my licensing fee for them, and apparently they give you a discount or whatever. I'm still trying to download the damn thing for SolidWorks because I want to learn SolidWorks. That way, when it comes time, I'm kind of familiar with it, and then I can go out and get a license with SolidWorks or whatever. But I'd rather learn the student stuff first, so I can learn how the program works, stuff like that. But I'm all about like paying for stuff. Like if I can, I really wish companies were more lenient of like, hey, here's a base software, and if you want the extra shit, pay for it. That's kind of like what Box is doing now. It's like, we're giving you the basics, but if you buy this printer, we're going to give you a year of Pro, and I think Pro is like $99 for the year, and it has a few other features with slicing and stuff like that. The problem is that T2 was apparently monopolizing, and they were going to lock out some printers. They're like, hey, either you pay for the pro version, or we're not going to let you use your damn printer. You're turning a $200 printer or $150 printer, whatever you get your printer for, your resin printer for, into a goddamn paperweight. Many makers, designers, people like that in the field don't need that. You don't hold somebody hostage. You pay for the equipment, you should be able to do it. I wish I was a programmer, because I would just make a fucking slicer for myself, make it work, and bada boom, bada boom, there we go. Sadly, that's not cool. I mean, it is what it is. It's sad that you're really hurting the industry by doing that. Okay, we have a pro license. Here's what it offers more of. Here's the features we would love you to fucking play with, but we're gonna hold you hostage just so you get it. We're gonna lock out your printer completely. We're not gonna support it. We're not gonna let you use it at all. That's not the way to go. So I'm glad that Elegoo has stepped in, Creality has stepped in. They're having meetings with Box or T2, and apparently they made the arrangement. They mentioned it the other day on their site and say, hey, we've talked with T2. This is what's going on. We're going to keep supporting you guys. We've all agreed. We've met at the table, and I agree. People need their money. People need bank. Okay, I'm good with supporting a company if the proper things are done. But don't hold a client hostage. Don't hold somebody hostage who already owns a printer that uses your board, because you're looking for more money. That's not the way to fucking do it. It needs to be a win-win for everybody. You know, it's like, that's not the way to do it. And then you're alienating a lot of your clients that are using your software that could give you feedback and stuff like that. I understand you need to make money and shit like that, but you need to come out with an equalized thing too of like, hey man, let's do like $3 a month, $5 a month. That's $5 a month you didn't have. And what that would support your team, that would support your dev time, that would support your shit. Yeah, that's the basic software. I wouldn't mind paying like extra $5 a month, you know. But don't kill your industry either, because like you not supporting hobbyists or makers, that's going to kill you in the long run, because people aren't going to pay your $99 fee or your $100 a year fee or your $36 a month fee or whatever the fuck it's going to be. You're just going to turn so many people off. It's going to hurt the creators of the printers, Creality, Elegoo, Poopoly, and stuff like that. And then people are going over and they're using, Persa, because Persa's got their own resin printer, which I heard is pretty damn good. I could never afford it, so it is what it is there. But Persa's Persa, and they're great people too. I've had nothing but good conversations with them. If I could afford their printer, I would, but I can't. But that's not the way to go about it. I'm kind of glad everybody's kind of coming into an equal thing. And many makers, Uncle Jesse, Tom's Guides, he's come out and said, or Tom Salander, he's come out and said the same thing. You're hurting the fucking industry by doing this. Hurting the maker, you're hurting the person, you're hurting your brand, number one. That's something you should not do. But you have to meet in the middle somewhere. It's like, okay, we're trying to make money. We understand dev time. I understand development time and creation time and work time. I fucking get it. I really get it. You have people you need to feed. You got to keep the lights on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think a lot of companies kind of forget that too, is they kind of go, okay, well, we want to be a Fortune 500 or we want to do this. It's like, move slowly, get your stuff done right. And if your program runs well, people are going to pay for proper program. That's how, like, I invested in the simplified because I thought it was good. At the time, fucking Curl was not good, and I kind of stick by it. Curl's gotten better and it's gotten worse. It's gotten better. It's gotten worse. Oh, it has this feature now. Oh, it has that feature. It took them a long time to get there. So of course you're gonna have two people using one to use the FDM slicer or Curl or simplified. And I prefer simplified because, like, again, it does what I needed to do. I don't have to do much more. I can put a few numbers in it. I'm set. I know what I need to do. I don't need it to do this, and add this damn plugin. I can do all that on another thing. I'm not making $1 bajillion in my printing farm, which people don't make $1 bajillion in the printing farm right now. It's really rough. But with Cheat2 doing what they've done, and it's that was a big stress moment because I was like, wait a minute, in a few months I might not be able to use my resin printers. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, why are they doing that? And Lychee came around, everybody thinks Lychee, and now Lychee's like, we're the newest, biggest, baddest thing, and you're like, okay, that's the secondary slicer. And now, but they're a paid service completely. They do have I don't think they have a free version anymore. I think they went to a paid version completely. I tried using the software and it's like, nope. It has all this pro thing. You need to unlock the code and key. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So I haven't really been able to play with that one. I've been wanting to play with it. But I don't have that kind of money per month, and I can't justify it right now. Now, if I was making like an extra $400 a month, I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's throw down on some software. But I don't have that kind of cash. Like, again, I digress. I'm glad that Elegoo and Creality and all those big manufacturers have sat down with them and said, hey, listen, the only person you're fucking hurting is you, because you're fucking us, but you fuck us. Like, you just lost a lot of cash. But I think that's like what they're sitting at, like, we hold all the cards. You do hold all the cards. But remember, man, like, you got indie developers who will make a slicer in 5 minutes, which I think might happen. It's either you fucking know how to work with us, or they're going to go to Lychee. And so that's been the biggest thing right now, is because Lychee is now taking over for Cheat2. Kind of people are like really switching over and liking that feature and liking that paid feature of all the stuff that they have. I have yet to use it, like I said, because I just don't have that money to pay for the monthly fee or yearly fee. I don't forget how much it actually runs. Let me look that up real quick. Let's see how much it actually costs. Now that I get to sit here and chat with you guys. Let's see what it actually runs. Lychee. Oh, let's go to Lychee. Slicer. Slicer. There we go. Okay, so they got it for Linux, they got it for all the versions. What is the price? What is the price? Come on. Okay, so get a modern versatile slicer of your favorite resin printers. Try the Pro version completely free for 30 days. Okay, Pro version. Save 40% on a yearly subscription or 33% on a monthly license. Okay, but how much is it? Okay, it's in euros. We're gonna have to ask the phone this. Computer. How much is 29.99 euros?
2,999 euros is 3,530.
That's not the right thing I asked.
And 64 cents.
How much is $30 in euros? So, how much is 29.99 in US dollars in euros? Okay, well, you guys get it. So basically, so free version, all printers, magic button. So there is a free version. Oh, here it goes. Like everybody like, you idiot. Okay, so apparently it's $2.50 a month. It's not too bad. This is for the Pro version. Lychee Slicer 3 Pro, and it's $4 a month. You get all the things, get 3D hollowing. So for the $2.50 version, all function of free edition, no advertising, before slicing. Multiple options for supports, 3D hollowing, rafting, pixel, perfect pixel. So it's $4 a month. Okay, I guess I can get behind that. Monthly bill subscription to, yeah. Okay, so the pricing is actually better. Pricing is actually better. I think it's like $30 a month. They're saying. Excuse me. Sorry about that. For errors I've went up. So you would get billed like was it? Yeah. So $50 a month, $30 a month billed annually. Regularly prices billed $50. Therefore, it's $3.99 a month. After the 12, it's $5.99 per month. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I don't mind supporting devs. I really don't. If you can make your slicer or your program affordable to where you're not breaking the fucking bank of somebody and going, listen, man, we're gonna lock you into a 12-month contract or a 3-month contract, and you can't break that. And most people, like, at the same time, it's like, you know, with the podcast, it's costing me $15 a month for storage for 250 megabytes, which isn't bad. Because I have a friend that wants to get in podcasting, and I told him all about that. You know, and people will switch over to freaking Lychee, because if you're gonna fuck makers, you know, that's money that, you know, that you're losing out on. So I know Cheetah Box Pro. I don't know how much that is per month or per year. I won't check that out though. I don't really care. because I've had to downgrade my version and stuff like that to use my printers. I don't know though. Like I don't know. That's money that I'm just like, How often do I use my resin printers? Like once a week, twice a week. Am I making money from them? Hmm. Um, Me, because I run a business, like I can write all that shit off as an expense, which is nice. Um, but for many, man, it's like I'm a hobbyist, I'm this, I'm that. And they can't really write off any of that shit. So hobbyist is kind of a hobbyist thing. Um, but it's really weird that they were willing to pretty much monopolize because it's a G2 board, apparently. Uh, which is weird because like it's like I can't believe a company, they own the board that almost every printer uses, every mono LED screen or mono printer uses now. They own the board to that, which is a lot of money there too. So they got to be making a little bit something there. But then it's like, oh, we have that. We'll use our slicer as a bargaining chip to make people pay more money. Again, if you're gonna do that, make your shit run correctly, make it affordable, and give people features that they really could use. Make it worth their while, and don't like charge them an arm and a leg. And that's the problem. People, why people go to Netflix or why people go to Disney Plus, when people go to they made it so fucking affordable that people are like, can't get it anywhere else. Why would I go to? Why won't I just fucking use it? And that's the thing. Most companies are like, we want $15 a month, we want $20 a month. They're more about overhead than they are about profit, but they got to meet somewhere in the middle. And I'm kind of glad that a lot of the companies have stepped up, Creality, Elegoo, and stuff like that have stepped up and said, hey man, no man, let's do it this way, let's get it done correctly, and yada yada yada. So I don't know, we'll see where that goes. And apparently everything's on the up and up now with them. Creality announced something, Elegoo announced like, hey, we've sat down, we have had talks with them, so this is what we're planning on doing. So because it's gonna hurt, it hurts the whole industry. It doesn't help the industry, it hurts the industry, especially if you're a maker or 3D printer or company, or you're trying to better the world like I'm trying to do, is trying to make some parts and things and make a side hustle business so I can leave my day job, which would be fucking wonderful. But it's sad. But anyway, I digress. You guys kind of know my thoughts on that. It's just kind of what the WTF. What else is going on? Excuse me for 1 minute. All right, I am back. Got a quick phone call. Kind of liking the Zoom feature. I'm able to pause and record and stuff like that. It helps on editing. But yeah, I digress. So what the hell else has been going on? I guess we can go into Halloween Horror Nights. So Horror Nights is happening. Horror Nights, HAR. Horror Nights is happening. People apparently are kind of pissed off. It's happening. Yay, yippity doo dah, all that good shit. Really weird stuff. I'm gonna get kind of into this. So y'all know where the hell I work. I'm not ashamed of it or whatever. And it's funny. I was telling somebody the other day on Facebook that I got a call from somebody, and they're like, "Hey, you still work for Universal, right? And you think you can get us a discount and stuff like that?" And I kind of went off and I went, "You got to be fucking kidding me. We don't talk. We don't, nothing happens." It's kind of rude. It's kind of rude to be asking a friend who you never speak to, or this person also talks behind my back, and a few people talk behind my back, and they're very judgmental of like, look where you work and look where I work and I'm better than you, yada yada. Listen, you could be a fucking janitor and I would still respect you, because janitors make some good fucking money. I know, because I have some friends that are janitors and they make some great fucking money. Stuff like that. But we'll go and get you a beer or whatever. And I'm like, no, take your money, take your credit card and shove it up your butt. Like shove it up your ass, turn it sideways, shove it up your butt. It's weird because this is finally our 30-year Universal. I've been with them since 2007. Started over at Poseidon, worked my way over to T2, which I ended up closing T2 with amazing team, which I hope to have a few cast members on from that. We've had 2 Terminator podcasts with Maurice Host, who's a big Terminator fan. So if you guys are big into that, like you really want to like listen to those, if you want to check out his awesome shit, like he knows stuff like that, check out hopeofthefuture.net. Dude's amazing. I've had a great chat with him. I need to sit down with some of the actors and performers that I still work with that are amazing, amazing people. But gonna sit down with them and see if we can get a podcast together. Everybody's just they're all working in different things, different jobs, so it's like, but it's weird. I got an email this morning from some friends, just Twitter from the Universal thing, and people threatening to fucking boycott because the thing with HHN is we had to stop it last year. I've worked it for quite a few years. I worked it in 2009, 2010, 2011, on and off. And then I forget my last year. I think I did it like 2009, 2010, 2011, 2013, 14 on and off. And then I worked it for an official year at Krampus. I forget what year that was. As a house attendant, I got to be a walker, the disabled walker, which is pretty cool. A friend of mine got to help me do that. Greg Nicotero was in the park that day. For those that don't know who Greg Nicotero is, he is the makeup effects artist that works on The Walking Dead. I tried to be a character finally. Like I went in for real auditions, never got it. I don't know why. They always casted this one dude named Damian Scott, who was freaking amazing. But it's all good. It's all good. But I find it weird that people are trying to boycott it this year. And what they're saying is, oh my God, you're putting plexiglass up, you're putting vinyl up. What the fuck, this isn't Horror Nights. This isn't the Horror Nights I wanted. Excuse me, we barely had Horror Nights the year before because of COVID. COVID is still a thing here in Florida. When I grew up, we had Halloween in upstate New York for a theme park called the Great Escape, which is called the Frontier Town. My mom was like, it was called Frontier Town way back when she was a kid, and it's owned by Six Flags. It's one of like their sister parks. It was a fun park for me. I had a great time there with a lot of friends, and they had a little bit of haunted stuff. Nothing like this shit. Nothing like Mickey's Not So Scary or Halloween Horror Nights or Hollow Scream or nothing like this. I always tell my friends that come down to visit from New York or Virginia or California or Texas or wherever the hell they are. My one buddy visited from Seattle. Another friend came all the way from London to check it out, and he was like, "Holy shit, you guys really go all out." Yeah, I was telling somebody, I'm like, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for somebody who doesn't like to be scared, because they will find you and they will fucking chase you, and you can't swing at them. They can get like 2 feet from you and scare the shit out of you. It's a fun time. I mean, my first year going, I screamed like a little bitch because I'm a little bitch, and my buddy of mine, we hope to have on the podcast sometime. I really hope to sit down with him and have him on the podcast. Such a sweetheart of a guy. As a makeup effects artist, he's worked on a lot of the effects for the park and stuff like that during the thing. He's done a lot of molding and casting, and worked on Cabin in the Woods, the house that they had in there. And we were just talking like the other night about this year and stuff like that, what he thinks. And he took me through, and it was Walking Dead time. And the first Walking Dead, you go through the thing, and he freaking grabs me by the thing, and he pulls me back, and he goes, "Those are my hands." I'm like, oh, I kind of ran through the house like a little pussy that I am. It's kind of amazing sitting next to him because he's not, he works on the shit, so he's kind of like, it doesn't really bother me. But it's amazing. I mean, like last year, like I said, we were shocked. We only got to do like 2 houses, and then they did Beetlejuice at like the last 2 days of HHN because they were contracted by Warner Brothers to do it. And I work with some of the Beetlejuices, so I know what was going on. And I'm like, oh, there's a house, and that now officially this year there is the actual house. They redid everything, and stuff like that. So I don't know what it's gonna be like. I wanted to see the Beetlejuice house, but you couldn't get in. My friends couldn't even sneak me in to see the house. It was supposed to be amazing, but I find it very idiotic, very fucking idiotic, and very selfish. Pardon my fucking words. I don't really care. It's my podcast. That somebody's going to try to boycott something or harm. Apparently with the thing today on Twitter, it was all over Twitter. Somebody posted the whole shebangle, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm reading through all of it this morning, and so be careful. Some people are going to try to kind of like boycott this, and and say it sucks and this is bullshit. But the thing is, you got to look out for performer safety. I've got so many friends this year doing it again as scare actors, and a lot of friends on fire team, which fire team, what it is a crew that goes in case somebody calls in. You step into their zone and you do the job. Not sure what the hell is going to happen with them. Don't know. Many of them don't know what they're going to be. Every year, you know, you go in for week one and you can be like the most fit, trained person, etc. You know, your legs are good, your arms are good, you've been eating healthy, you've been eating on a good diet, you've been sleeping well. Week one kicks the shit out of you as a character, as an attendant, because you're standing there for fucking 8 hours out of your night and your legs are on fire, your quads are gonna fucking explode. I remember one night I was working a cramp. It's my first night, and I was trapped in the house because you're like supposed to watch things for people move through, and it's all team members, man. So they didn't really know where they wanted us to stand. They were doing like kind of a mock-up, and we were like in the house doing our thing. And my quads felt like they were gonna explode. My hamstrings behind my legs were so under over tension. I was locked up against the wall. I couldn't move. I had to stand in this one spot, like a British soldier that that watches the gate and just stands there and makes no face. I had to stand there, and production came rolling in with the camera, and they're taking they're taking promo video and stuff like that. You're not in the shot or whatever. And one of the techs comes walking through and he goes, "You all right?" I said, "I can't even move, dude. My legs locked up that night." And he goes, "You need me to do anything?" I said, "Give me a shoulder." And he gave me a shoulder, and I had to like get my legs fucking in motion because my legs were so locked up. I mean, that run, I was beat to shit. I think we had like 4 or 5 people. My buddy ended up breaking his Achilles tendon. He had to go. He had to leave mid run, so he was out. A couple characters that I know, they were gone because the masks were hurting their face, their neck. One of my friends was doing this character, and I had to watch him. He ended up getting almost a fucking fucked up disc because the mask was too heavy on his shoulders, and it was causing him so much pain and stuff like that. People don't realize the shit that they go through to keep it running for you. So this year is kind of idiotic. People are putting down like, "Hey, we're gonna fucking boycott this because they're putting up safety things." It's not horror nights enough because they're putting up plexiglass or they're putting up vinyl, to block spread of COVID, spit or what have you, to protect you. Hate to fucking tell you, but COVID's still a thing here in Florida. The numbers are still high. I got a buddy of mine who's he's an triage nurse over at Dr. Phillips Hospital, and the hospitals have not gone down past 50. They've been at, from what he's told me, about 90% to 98% capacity. Some days are good, some days are bad. Literally, he's been working for Universal for about 6 years. And he ended up calling me a few nights ago, asking for some advice because I've been with the company for 14 years. And he goes, "Hey man, like question for you." He goes, "Been with the company for 6 years. Points are getting low. I've had to call in because I've been I'm on call. They need all the hands on deck in the hospital." So he's been having to do triage and checking on people, and people are coming in bleeding and shit like that. And it's more COVID. Is there anybody what the hell should I tell them? What should I say? And I said, honestly, brother, call your boss, talk to them. They can't fire you. You're frontline. You're a frontline worker, dude. Like, this is something that you weren't expecting to do because whatever. But good. You weren't planning to do whatever. So apparently that's all been worked out. They're taking care of him, and I'm glad that Universal's kind of like, "Okay, man, we understand what you're doing," and stuff like that. But even it's so sad that a week ago he asked me a favor. It's really weird from a friend who asked me a favor to put my mask back on. I got fully vaccinated. I'm not offended at getting vaccinated, guys. I've got tattoos. I've got fucking I take protein powders and stuff like that. The shit that people are like, "Don't judge me, dude." If they want to get you this thing right here, the thing on my wall, the Alexa, they want me gone so bad they can do it in minutes. They can launch Agent Orange from the clouds. If you Google that shit, what the hell that was, back in Nam and stuff like that, what Agent Orange was. Crazy what they can actually do. So people need to calm down. Please, honestly, I'm not a fan of telling people to get vaccinated, but man, please put your damn mask on, or please be safe out there, because it's sad. Like I said, again, that a friend had to tell me to put my damn mask on. He's so tired of it. He's so exhausted. I have friends that are nurses and stuff like that, and I'm like, so what happens when they walk into the hospital? And he goes, bro, if they have COVID, we got to put them over here, and if it's an urgent medical thing, a heart attack, a stroke, etc., they got to go in here. He goes, it's horrendous. It's disgusting. It's horrendous. And he goes, a lot of the people that coming in, about 70% are not vaccinated. And I went, Jesus. So what's stopping people? He goes, I don't know. But, it's sad when I have my sister-in-law sending me a photo of, and a friend sending me a photo of the fucking meat truck, the meat packing truck, where meat goes, and there's bodies in it. It's full of fucking bodies. And I know I shouldn't be telling you guys this. I know I'm not supposed to be preachy or whatever, but it's sad. It's really sad. People are just being selfish, arrogant. Yeah, it's your body, it's your right, all that bullshit. But this shit isn't going away. It's so sad. Like I said, it's translating into horror nights. People are pissed off that, oh my god, they're putting a police plexiglass. But yeah, because some of you aren't vaccinated. We don't need to spread more of the fucking thing. I guarantee, we're not done. And I know we're not done. I find it selfish. Some of my friends were even saying the same thing. Like, I don't want to get vaccinated. I said, that's your choice. I think it's a stupid choice, but it's your choice. And they go, well, why'd you get vaccinated? I said, because I thought it was the right thing to do for myself. Person next to me, I don't want to keep wearing a fucking mask. I wear respirators and everything else. I go into a body shop, I wear a fucking full body respirator on with a suction tube and all that shit. You don't fucking see a guy in a body shop fucking doing paint, fucking not wearing a mask, But it's to be safer on everybody else. I wear my mask because not only would I promised my friend I would put it back on, which I have, the numbers are getting out of normal. I now know 8 people who fucking died from the COVID shit, and everybody's like, oh, it could have been the other thing. COVID was the fucking acceleration of it. It's sad. I get the phone call and it's like, so and so died. And I felt so fucking bad. My mother has lupus, so I'm trying to be safe around her. She's been on vacation in New York for the past 2-3 weeks. But I've been trying to be very supportive of people. But to have a friend, who's been working his ass off, trying to help people and save people, you take a fucking nurse's oath, you got to do your thing, whether you like to do it or not, you do your thing. And I have so many friends who are like, oh my God, I don't want to get vaccinated because of this and the government, they can't do anything. Like, you do you. And again, you guys do you, you want to go run into a wall at 100 miles an hour and see if you survive, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you, but don't be selfish to somebody else. That's just wrong. And there is no such thing as fucking building up an immunity to some things, because this was built in a fucking lab. And that's one thing I always tell people. I'm like, this was not from a fucking bat. This was not from fucking this. This was a fucking man-made virus that got let out, and we don't know what the fuck it's gonna do. And that's one thing I will agree on. I don't care who the fuck hears it, and I don't really care. That's one thing I can definitely. I'm out to test it. This is a man-made fucking virus, something we've never seen in history. And I never thought I'd be living through a fucking pandemic, but here I am. But just knowing all the friends that have people who have been hurt by it, killed by it, or harmed by it anyway. Another friend, she's now recovering with her kids from it. She got the vaccine. It's doing better. The kids couldn't get the vaccine because they were a little too young. The one kid did get it, doing a little better. Didn't really get the full effects. And like I said, people are like, the vaccine, guys, it's not going to protect you from everything. It's going to help you not to die, and your fucking throat not to close. You're choking on your own fucking fluids and have people die. That's why they go into a fucking, they get their ventilation tube put in. Not that we would know. I spent enough time printing that fucking thing for parts, for shit, and giving face shields to firefighters and police officers and all that other shit. So yeah, about that. So I do know a few friends that caught COVID, and luckily the vaccine did help them. I mean, they caught it pretty good, but the vaccine prevented them from fucking getting it worse. It doesn't cure it. It doesn't stop you from getting it. It just prevents you from fucking hopefully dying. And for a few friends that have caught it again and are still here, congratulations. It did what it needed to do. Do I hope it fucking goes away? I do, but my horrible fear is this won't be over until 2023, 2024. You know, the way we're going. But like I said, this all translates back into Horror Nights. You know, it's just this thing of people going, "Oh my God, they're putting up fucking plexiglass and this and that. I won't go to this event because blah 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 blah." It's like, no, dude. They're doing it because the spread is still real. We're now on variant 2. There's probably gonna be a variant 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on what people are doing. Yes, the vaccine, and then it learns the fucking. It's like a flu, you know. It learns, it develops, it grows. You know, I don't even know how flu season is gonna be this year, but you know, I'm hoping this run is smooth for a lot of friends. I feel so scared for them because, yeah, you're gonna be behind a piece of vinyl, which is gonna stop the spread of whatever. And then some go, well, it's not good enough for me. I want this character to be near me. It's like characters are gonna be right next to you. The sad part is, you know, we have to do it safely. And I don't understand people, like I said, I don't understand people going, well, I'm not going this year because it doesn't seem like a Horror Nights to me. It's like, it's still a Horror Nights. The fact that they're taking precautions for you to enjoy it safely is a plus on them. You know, they want to keep the characters safe. They want to keep you safe so you can come back for another night. Keeping you safe makes you spend more goddamn money. So the more you come back, the more you spend money on our beer and our food and our merchandise, the more money we make. So keeping our performers safe and stuff like that makes us more money. And that's the way that they're thinking. Because this is probably going to run until probably November. I guarantee it's probably going to run until November or whatever, because that's what Horror Nights does. You know, oh, we did so well. I guarantee it's going to run until November something. Like it's going to run all the way until, see, October, November, December. Yeah, probably going to run almost all the way till Thanksgiving. I guarantee it. I know how Universal is because they tried that shit with Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras ran all the way almost to summer, and you're like, God damn, finish up Mardi Gras. Yeah. So it's called Make That Money. You know, they were selling food and stuff like that, but I find it very hard that, you know, like I said, people are just being very anal about it, like, oh, well, they're putting up safety barricades. That isn't my cup of tea, and this isn't Horror Nights. And a lot of my friends are going, you know what? Fuck it. I'll still go. I'm looking forward to this house. I'm looking forward to Bride. I'm looking forward to this Beetlejuice house. I'm looking forward to the food. I'm looking forward to the merchandise. You know, and that's great. Like I said, I think it's idiocracy that people are like, let's sabotage it because it's not what we want. It's like, what are you accomplishing by saying it sucks and it's not your cup of tea? And well, they're putting a piece of plastic between you and the guy. You know, it's a fucking fake house, right? And people are wearing masks and shit, and it's pretend, but you know, we're in a fucking pandemic and we're still doing it. What the fuck? You know, just reading these tweets this morning, this whole tweet of like, how dare you, and tell me what to do, and all this stuff, and making me put a mask on and all this crap. And it's like, really? But these are just my opinions. And I really want all my friends who are doing Skeletor this year to be very fucking safe and cautious, because I don't find it fair that some are trying to sabotage, you know, the run, or not even started. Starts, I think, tomorrow. Is tomorrow the preview night? Yeah, tomorrow's the preview night. Sorry. Tomorrow is the preview night of Horror Nights, and everybody's like, oh, gotta go check it out. So you know, a lot of my friends that want to go, and my friends who've tried the food and saw the houses, and you know, I'm hoping they have a safe run. Some people are excited. We knew something like this was going to happen with all the, you know, the barricade. We didn't know until obviously the numbers keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. So that's why stuff like the barricades got brought in, and you know, plexiglass at certain places, and the vinyl at certain places. The vinyl is not going to affect anything. You're still going to be able to see this fucking character, and they're still going to probably slap the shit out of it and scare the fuck out of you. So you're right there. They're right there. They're still going to be able to fucking spook the shit out of you. You know, but you know, I don't understand people that are saying that, oh, let's sabotage it, oh, let's start a strike, or let's boycott Whirlwind Horror Nights. I know a few friends have said, hey, you know, I'm gonna go a few times this year. I was planning on getting a pass, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel with that element of, you know, not being as scared because the character is behind a piece of, vinyl. And I'm like, it's still going to be Horror Nights. Yeah, but it's not the same. I really wish they would get a little closer to me. I like that, style of fear and that kind of frightenness. Yeah, I understand that. That's to each his own. Um, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I find it hilarious. I really do, that people want to sabotage something that hasn't even started yet. But if they don't get their cake and eat it too, it's not their Horror Nights. I don't know. I really don't understand. Um, that mentality, but well, it is what it is. Um, but I hope it's going to be a good run. The food looks amazing. I do want to try some of the food out that's out there. Um, I might go one night to do Beetlejuice and a few other houses that my friends are working at. I would like to see it. I would like to see some of the props and effects. But it's just, we should be grateful that they're fucking doing it through a pandemic again, because last year we only got 3 houses. Like, they did it super late and they set everything up. And, this year they're at least trying to do a full HHN run, and they're trying to do it safely and calmly and what have you. But people are so ungrateful because it's not my Horror Nights. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I digress. So I want to wish everybody who's doing Horror Nights, be safe out there. Please be safe. All the people on my Friends on Fire team, good luck on getting your role. Please be safe and hydrate and stretch, and please don't break your bodies. Good luck on tomorrow night for your preview night. For those of my friends that are going, I hope to try some of the food because the food looks amazing. Excuse me. But yeah, please be safe out there, and I wish you guys a happy Horror Nights run. I hope your bodies can hold up. What else do we want to talk about? You know what? Let's talk about Disney real quick. Oh my God. So, geez, Louise, Disney just announced their fucking annual passes. Holy hell. God. Man, I wasn't expecting it to be as wild as it was. My family works there. My mom used to work there. My stepdad still works there as a concierge. Does IT and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to get passes. I have friends that work there over at some rides, Minnie, Mickey, etc., and Space Mountain and all that good stuff here. Geez Louise, like, what the F? Disney? Why have you got up in price? It's all over Facebook, it's all over Twitter. It's horrendous. Like, I even put it up like, well, it looks like I'll be skipping Disney for a couple more years. Like, geez, I can't afford that. So they went up about $20, $40 in their passes now. So it's really damn expensive to get to Disney. And some people are complaining, well, you guys get to live there. So you guys get the annual pass, the annual pass discount. Man, even with that, it's kind of really ridiculous because you still need to get a pirate pass, as I call it. Let's pull this up for you guys so you guys can see. It's on, I put it on my Facebook, but it is wild. Let me pop it up on my Facebook. Actually, I took a photo. Okay, here it is. I put it on my photos. Excuse me for looking this way. So, okay. I pulled this up on the Walk to Walt Disney site at like 3:00. So Walt Disney annual pass holder program, choose from 4 unique passes. So you got the Disney Pixie Dust Pass. Really? That goes for $3.99 plus tax. Or let me zoom in here because I took a screenshot. So, or $19 per month for 12 months for Florida residents after you do a $205 down payment. Visit one or more Walt Disney theme parks on most weekdays. Advanced park reservation subject to blackouts and including park peak holidays. You can hold up to 3 reservations at a time. Available for Florida residents only. The second one is Disney's Pirate Pass, which everybody else like, I don't want to be the pirate, the Jerry Seinfeld thing. That one goes for $6.99 for $45 a month. It's pretty much the same thing as you just saw. There are some blackouts. It's kind of like the Disney Gold Pass. I had the Gold a year and a half ago. It was great. Really used the hell out of that. So $205 down payment. Then you have the Disney Sorcerer Pass for $8.99 at $63 a month, which one of my friends is like, I'm buying that shit. I'm like, yikes. Still $205 down payment. You get 5 reservations at a time. Parking. So blackouts refer, and then the last one is Disney in Incredi? Disney Incredi? I can't even Incredi pass. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I don't really care. 1200 a month. You might as well say 1300 a month. 99 or was it 1300 plus tax? That's for the whole damn year. $99 a month for 12 months. Still $205 down. Yeah, there better not be any blackouts on this motherfucker. There's not. Yikes. Disney, what the fuck, man? Like, that is ridiculously expensive. That extra $20, man, that adds up pretty quickly, and you do need to pay a down payment. We did the down payments for the weekday only pass. It was like $15 a month for the down payment, or $15 a month for the weekday only one, which we could afford. It was like $23 a month, and we ended up using that one for quite a bit. And then we decided, you get blacked out with the first one for quite a bit. I was blacked out through pretty much all the holiday from Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. So you're only actually, it says 12 months, you're actually only given about 8 months or 7 months to go in. So that's not good. So you shouldn't be paying for a fucking pass you can't really use, but yeah, you got to pay it. So I remember getting pissed off at that and calling up Disney going, listen, I can't even use my pass. And they're like, oh yeah, well, you're under a contract for whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't use my pass this month. What the fuck? That should be taken out of my, taken off the contract. You shouldn't be charged for months you can't go. That's what the fuck, Oh, we're sorry about that. Yada yada yada. So we ended up going with the gold the next year, and we got blacked out for quite a bit there for the main holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, etc. But we were given, what was it, like 10 months? Yeah, we're given like 10 months. Plus parking was good. Discounts were nice. And people were like, hey man, have your stepdad get you a pass or whatever. Like, have him give you like a pass. He never wants to go. And I have friends that do want to go, but they can't get in. They don't have days off, and it's getting to Disney as a bitch. And ridiculous. And then like I have so many friends that are like canceling their passes now. A lot of my friends are like, I can't afford that. When you do, $205 on top of your down payment plus your first month's fee is needed that month too. So not only are you paying 205, the next month you have to pay you have to pay your monthly fee. I remember doing that because I was like, I paid my down payment, and then they're like, oh, so go ready. Your first payment starts blah, and I'm like, whoa, holy fuck. So I'm paying this now, like I haven't even started yet. And they're like, well, welcome to Disney. And you're like, ow, ow, that hurt. So yeah, ridiculous. I have like so many friends on Facebook and Twitter and everybody tweeting going, I can't do this. I can't do this right now. And honestly, I wouldn't do it. I honestly wouldn't do it because Tron's not ready to go. Guardians of the Galaxy is not done. COVID's still a damn thing. Entertainment's really not back. There's not a lot of shows going on. They're just now getting in the swing of things. A little bit of Disney. Parking still sucks. This still sucks. That still sucks. Some Mickey's Not So Scary thing is crap this year too. So yeah, it's kind of some BS. And now they're charging for the genie system and all this crap. So it's like, let me take a break. Disney's for people who've never been. Like I've been very, very fortunate in these past couple years to be able to go to Disney and have friends that work there and invite me to Disney. It's fun. It's a great place. It's definitely in the land of make believe because it looks more amazing than it actually is. Especially when you get to kind of see what's behind how it's made, and you're like, you see all your friends that work there, and you're having beers with them and lunch with them, and they're all like, ugh. And you're like, you okay? And they're like, gotta go work fucking Disney, man. So having parents that work there too, and how bad Disney is, like, Yeah, you're a number there. Universal's quite different. I mean, I've been working Universal. I mean, they got their own, Universal's got their problems too. I'm not saying both are great. I've had a good experience with Universal for the most part. For the most part, um, had some bad managers and bad coworkers, but for the most part, uh, the company's been good to me for the most part. I can't knock them for that. They do their best to try to work with you. Um, but yeah, I could never work for Disney. I remember the time like my mom was working for the Tree of Life and the hell was it? The hell was it Lion King show? Yeah, Lion King show. I was working at Universal for like a year or 2 years. And as you see, I have earrings in my ears. And I've had those for eons. Just the way I am. Anyway, so I go to work there. I'm like, Mom playing in the park. My mom gave me some passes to play. And I'm just riding some rides. I'm walking around the park, enjoying Animal Kingdom. I went on safari at night. That was super cool. I did the Kali River Rapids. I've always wanted to do. I did a few things, got a couple snacks, waited for my mom to get off of work, and I'm waiting for a couple coworkers of hers because we're all going back to do a barbecue at the house. And her boss comes up and says to me, "We'd love to have you. Really would love to have you, but I think what three things need to change." And I go, "Oh, what do you say? The the attitude, the earrings, and the soul patch right here need to go." And I go, "Yeah, I'm not changing any of that for you." I said, and he goes, "You work for Universal, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I don't think they would appreciate it either." I said, "Well, I've done pretty well at Universal so far. I've had some complaints, but for the most part, I've been a very good team member there. That's what we're called, team members. Disney is cast members." So you know, when your mom is such a noob. We go to Universal one day, and she goes and she goes, "Yeah, I have a cast member here." And I go, "We're not Disney." And she goes, "Oh, I don't know. It was about more team members." She goes, "Oh, well, I don't know, some team member thing." So yeah, that's what we're called. We're called team members because you work as a team. Cast member because you work as a cast or an actor on set, going into the utilidors and not being found or whatever like that and stuff like that. Um, but I always thought that was funny from her boss. Three things need to change: your attitude, your earrings need to come out, and your soul patch needs to go away, which is this thing here. I had a goatee at the time because Universal was not as relaxed as they are now, which I'm glad they're more relaxed. I really wish they would allow hoopties in my ears. They allow studs and stuff like that. I am hoping, Universal, if you're listening, and I hope I don't get fired tomorrow. just kidding. I am hoping that we are more relaxed on our dress code more. I mean, Disney just allowed tattoos and long hair. Like I get to have long hair now, and the reason why I'm growing my hair, for those who are wondering why the hell my hair is long, I'm growing it out for cancer. I'm growing it out. I don't have cancer, but I'm growing it up for a wig. So I decided COVID's a thing, and I don't want to cut my hair. So as long as I've had it in a long time, and I'm gonna once it gets to 10 to 12 inches, I'm going to cut it and donate it to whatever good charity there is. That if you guys have a suggestion, I know somebody said Locks of Love. I know somebody else said another charity that they would recommend. Because wigs cost a lot of money. So apparently wigs are anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000. So for people who are in need, my aunt had to wear a wig for a while for her chemo and stuff like that. And a friend of mine had to wear a wig that was over $2,500. So I will donate my hair to somebody in need. I think it would be a good idea. And something I've always wanted to grow my hair out anyway, and some people like it long. A lot of my friends like it long, so yeah, why not do that? And if it saves money on haircuts for a while, why not just grow it out, put it in the bun, and go on my day. But yeah, Disney finally, their dress code is finally relaxed. They're allowing earrings in men. They're allowing, full beards and soul patches and stuff like that. The problem is you have to get with the times, man. Like, people. The thing I have to say about Universal's dress code is it's cool because you don't have to go in and look. You have to look presentable, but you also need to be comfortable in your skin to where you can push out something to a person to make them feel happy and genuine that you're there. It's nice to break someone's balls for not wearing a Cowboys jersey, or just be yourself and be genuine with them and let them enjoy their vacation, because shit, they spend a lot of money fucking have fun with them. I've had a couple instances where I've had some people really pissed off and have come up to me and apologized later, saying, hey man, it's been a long week. We went to Disney first and this and that and the other thing. I'm sorry I yelled at you about, waiting in the damn line forever, that you didn't deserve that, and we talked for a little bit and, and talk about their day and what the hell they've been up to. And it's cool to be genuine with the guest that comes in and talk about the weather or a book they're reading or a prop they're looking at, or, I get a lot of questions of the show that I work at, or, the ride, or what are my favorite places to eat on property, where have I eaten? And a lot of times guests do that, they'll stop me and say, hey, looking to have lunch, where do you recommend? And then I get to sit down with them for a quick second and go, what do you like? What is your budget? First question I would, what's your budget? What are you looking to spend today? Do you want something quick, or do you want something to sit down for a little bit and get some air? Or do you want something, snack upon? Do you want something quick? Do you want something yum yum? And it's cool to sit down with them like that. But the Disney side of it is like, you're a fucking number. I've got some great, wonderful, wonderful friends that work there, and there are some great people that work there too. However, it's sad that a lot of articles have popped up. My buddy posted an article. One of his friends left Disney, and she wrote a nice article about how she felt, how it's no longer the magical place that she wanted to. My mom was the same way. My mom was a big fucking Disney fanatic. Mom had to have the Mickey Mouse TV, had to have Mickey ears, had to have the clock. Oh boy, it's for you, ha! Yeah, I can do it pretty well. That damn. Oh boy, ha! It's for you. I wonder who it could be, ha! I'm not doing it very well right now, but you guys could do thing. The fucking phone would do that. And then my mom started working for Disney. I don't know why I don't know why I applied for. No, I know why I applied for Universal. My aunt told me to apply because her cousin worked there, and that's why I applied for Universal. Long story with that, but probably one of the best decisions I've made in Florida. I don't regret working for a theme park. I really don't. It's like people say, like, "Oh, do you wish you worked for this company, that company?" At this time, I kind of do. I wish it was more. The hours were better at this current moment, but right now it's COVID. It's really rough to get hours, so I'm probably gonna be looking for a second job. But I don't regret my time there. I don't regret. Many friends have left, many friends have come back, but I always tell people, I'm like, it's not. You miss the coworkers, you don't miss the job, and it's kind of sad to say that, but this year has been very hectic on many fucking coworkers from Disney and Universal and SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and a lot of our major theme parks. And it kills your mentality. You want to enjoy it, you want to love it, you really want to bring that experience to a lot of guests, but people come from all over the world, and they always ask me that question of, what's it like? How do you compare your job to any other job in the world? I can't. I really can't. I mean, it's you walk in, it's the land of make. I'll be honest, it's the land of make believe. So you walk in. I can't tell you how to get into where I can't give you the secrets, but I mean, I can't tell you the security stuff of where we go, but I can tell you like the procedure and how you get in. What your day starts like. So you get up, do your shift. Same thing for Disney. You can either do a take-home wardrobe, which is your wardrobe where you work. Most people do it because they like to wash their clothes. I don't do it because you get paid for Universal, you get paid to get dressed. Apparently Disney, they do the same. You have to go to the wardrobe building and get your shit and make sure everything fits. And sometimes it doesn't fit. Sometimes buttons are missing. You got to mark all that shit into the wardrobe and tell them like, hey, this is missing, or my hat doesn't fit properly, so I have to get another size hat or whatever. Once you figure out your shit that you're gonna be wearing for a long time, you do your thing, but you pretty much have to go through security check. You tap your ID on the stupid reader, it shows for us green, and then you go through a metal detector, which we all have to do. All the guests complain like, oh, we gotta go. We all have to fucking do it. Even me, I have to go through it every day, put my hands up. For Universal, there's a story if you really want to look it up. Just type in Universal incident, you'll find it, and that's why we have metal detectors. But Universal's got it done right with that, because everybody goes in all at once. You go through City Walk, go through the main area, the rotunda, and you're just going in. I gave insight on how to get through Universal. I need to make a newer one because somebody was like, I liked your little insight on how to do it. It worked out well. So I'll do a newer one sometime in the future. But yeah, you'll go into your wardrobe, you'll tap your ID, they'll say, okay, you're good to go. You walk in, maybe you can go. We have a little store when you walk in, so you can go get a cup of coffee or a snack, something like that. And then you can go and you go, you go get your scent, you go into your row, wherever your shit is, and you grab your shit, you check it out for the day, you go into your the locker room, which is a men or women's locker room. You go get your locker, you get dressed, you make sure all your shit fits, and then walk behind the back lot, and it's where movies are made because Universal's a real goddamn studio. You see production trucks rolling around, you see maintenance trucks, you see everything. And then you go through the damn park, and unlike Disney Universal, you have to go, there's no utilidors, so you got to walk through the park. You can go around the park in some areas, but you have to walk through the park. And the reason why I think they like that, not only is the way that they built, it wasn't planned to be a theme park, it was a film studio. I keep telling people that. I'm like, it's a live film studio. There's like Dave's school on property. There's a digital animation school right on property. There's real sound stages where they do, they shoot movies here, and they're shooting apparently AEW dark matches over in the sound stage. They're just announced that, so they're back doing that. And then they were doing a movie there the other day. I don't know what for. I was told to shut up when I was walking back there. The red lights were on. I was like, oop, shut my hole. And they're like, you're good to go, and you could talk and stuff like that. That's where they had Blue Man and stuff like that. Nickelodeon obviously was all filmed back there. But you'll go and you'll walk through, and I guess the reason why they kind of like that, not only was it was not designed for us to have utilidors and stuff like that, but they want you to walk through because guests can stop you and talk to you and say, hey man, like where's this and what. I always like that statement of, do you work here? You stare at yourself, you're like, I don't know, do I? Wearing a name tag. They always look for a name tag, so wearing a name tag, you're wearing a certain clothing, or whatever. For us, for Fallon, it's the business suit. For me, for the one show I work at, it's just a little white shirt with a vest and a black pair of pants. And I get stopped all the time for, Bernie, do you work here? Yeah, I do. So question of like, where's the bathroom, or was that ride open, or do you have this, can you find this out for me? And usually I don't have a radio on me yet, so I'm just walking the location, and then you start your day. But like, it's hard to compare the fucking job. I always tell people, I'm like, it's really hard to compare. Like, you clock in for the day and you sign your shit and you get ready to get the briefing of what your day is going to be, how many people in the park. Same thing for Disney. You have to psych yourself up to this mindset of like, oh my god, I'm going to work. And some days, man, you could be dealing with 18,000 people, your minimum, all the way to 30,000, all the way to 50,000 per day. And the most I've dealt with in one day was 53,000 in one park. We have two, so and the craziest shit I've ever done. I always told somebody, like, the craziest shit I've ever done was the Harry Potter opening when we opened up the Wizarding World, over in Islands. There's a fucking helicopter photo, and I'm probably in that crowd. I was literally called on my day off to pretty much walk in and tell people, unfortunately, you didn't make it today. And I've never seen so many pissed off people. I mean, it happens. You get there and you're like, this is our game plan. We're going to go to the Wizarding World. We're going to go ride Harry Potter. And it just didn't happen for many people. We had to bring them over to USF. USF stands for Universal Studios Front. IOA stands for Island of Adventure. But, I was standing there by Margaritaville with a sign and a bottle of water and literally just telling people, I'm sorry, are you planning on going to the park? Yeah, we're planning on going. Unfortunately, today it's just booked up right now. The wait time is this. If you'd like to wait in this line, you're more than welcome. But I was called every name in the damn book that day. I was everything. I was called everything in the book that day. I can't tell you how many times people told me they're going to have my job, which you can gladly have my job. I don't mind. You really could have my job. I wouldn't give two shits that day. That was hot. It was tiring. 8 hours of hell. Helicopters flying overhead, news helicopters and stuff like that. But it's like no other job in the world. It really isn't like no other job in the world. Like, you meet everybody from all across the continents, every country. If that, I've met people from South Africa, Dubai, England, you name it, Germany, everywhere, man. I've met people from Zimbabwe to Brazil. I mean, Brazil, obviously. Everybody's like, yeah, bro, they all come here. No, we love you, Brazil. We just don't like your tour groups. There, I said it. We love you. We don't like the tour groups that come. They're very, very, very rude. They are. And for people who know what I'm talking about, Brazilian tour groups are like no other. The Brazilian people are beautiful people. They are kind. I've met so many Brazilian families. My buddy is from Brazil, who we work with. And even he looked at me one day. He went, "Oh, shit." What? He goes, "Fucking tour groups are coming." And he said it in Portuguese. And I'm like, "Wait, what'd you say?" He's like, "The tour groups are coming." So I remember one day he wouldn't even speak Portuguese to them. He was like, go, it's like go. Because they're like Portuguese. And he said something and he said like one word in Spanish and he wouldn't he wouldn't say anything. I'm like, "You're such an asshole." He's like, "No, bro, because the minute I say something, I'm gonna be asked so many damn questions in Portuguese and I gotta answer them. And I don't want to, you know." Skadoodle, you know. Um, like I said, we love the Brazilian people. I love Brazilian people. They're amazing. I have plenty of friends from Brazil. Um, but the tour groups are nothing like I've ever experienced. If you've seen them in Florida, or they are big, loud groups. They are very noisy, and whew. And from what I've been told by a few Brazilian families that I met through the years, because I've met many people from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and a lot of other parts of Brazil who are very, very kind. One family I was talking to when I was working one day, they were on vacation from Brazil. The father did something, I forget, construction or something. Not a very wealthy family, but he was explaining to me that the people that we see from the tour groups are wealthy people, very, very, very wealthy. And when I mean wealthy, I mean wealthy. He said their parents, the children are sent off on a tour group. So these kids are very well off. The parents just give them a shit ton of money and they're taken through Disney and all the major things and this and that thing. And a lot of them live in either Rio or they live in a very, very expensive part of Brazil. Their parents are lawyers, doctors, very, very expensive, extravagant people, which I didn't know. I mean, I figured they were well off, but I didn't know they were that well off. But this family explained it to me, and another friend of mine from Brazil explained the same thing to me. He goes, "Yeah, those people are from the expensive part of Brazil. That's why they're very anxious and obnoxious and stuff like that. And they don't really give a flying shit." Um, so, again, I mean, no hatred toward Brazil. It's just something that we see every year. And for those who do know what I'm talking about, yeah, Brazilian tour groups suck. They are very loud, very, very loud. They do spend a lot of money here in the States, and a lot of my friends who work at the outlets in here in Orlando, and Dell actually worked at GameStop, and a lot of them would come in to buy games, and they go, "What is this? What is this?" And they didn't know what tax was because in Brazil they don't have tax, and they go, "No, I'm from Brazil," and she goes, "Yeah, honey, welcome to the States. You got to pay the tax." But I'm Brazilian. I don't have to pay tax. No, welcome to the States, dude. You're paying tax. That's why Florida has the lowest tax rate because tourism pays for the tax. Look at me getting on Team Park Talk and we're talking about fucking 3D printers and shit. Um, but that's how it kind of goes. That's what I learned from my buddy who does our tax stuff. And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, the tourism, if it wasn't for tourism, Florida would have a high tax rate, but it doesn't because of tourism. So again, like I said, love Brazilian people. Just I don't like the tour groups. And if you are, you'll be like, "How dare you?" Honestly, meet a tour group, you will be saying the same thing I'm saying right now. Like I said, the family that I met 2 3 years ago, they were super nice and they were from Brazil. Very, very, very lovely people. I got to talk with them a little bit and talk to the dad. They were waiting for the show, so we ended up talking a little bit. And even he gave a disgusting look. He goes, horrible. I went, "What do you mean horrible?" I'm like, he's like, "We're from Brazil," and he goes, "Yeah, those people they're rich. We're okay." We he was telling me what he did. I forget if it was construction or something that he did. And the wife did something. But they're explaining, like I said, he was explaining what happens. The parents send them off with a lot of money, and this is why they have all this money, and yada 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 yada. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't understand that." And then my Lyft driver one night was from Brazil. She was an engineer, and we were talking because we had to wait for my friend Dana to get out from her thing, and me and her were talking, and she left Brazil and was telling me how crazy it was. And then Ben, the Terminator, his wife is from Brazil, and she was telling me the same thing. So it's weird, man. Like it's weird to talk to people from Brazil or from the islands or Puerto Rico or whatever. You get to learn so much about how it really is and what it's really like. And Ben was telling me a story about, like, he was laughing at actually because his friend got robbed apparently, and the three guys trying to fit in the guy's. They hold him at a gunpoint, and they're trying to fit into his car, and the guy started. Ben's friends started laughing because they're trying to fit in this, four-door car with a car seat. There's like five of them, and they're all trying to squeeze in and sit on the car seat, and they steal the car and they do what they got to do. Brazil's wild, but again, no hatred toward Brazil. I just don't like Brazilian tour groups. I think, if you'll understand. And a lot of my friends that are from Brazil would say the same thing. They're like, "Oh my god, dude, tour groups suck." And like I said, I asked my friends, I'm like, "Why don't you speak Portuguese?" They're like, "Dude, the minute I say something, I'm gonna get asked all these stupid questions, about this and this and this, and I don't want to speak it." So they would always hide. They're like, I always ask my friends, I'm like, "Speak Portuguese." They're like, "No, no." It's like my friends who speak fluent Spanish. They don't like speaking Spanish because the minute they say something, they get stopped for a question, and then everybody and their grandmother comes up to them and asks them shit in Spanish. They don't want to speak it. So, right on. I mean, I understand, but yeah, it's like nothing you've ever experienced. But if you want to know what it's feel like, type in Brazilian tour groups in Orlando, and you'll see what I'm saying. It's loud, obnoxious chaos, and they don't follow any directions. Like you're telling the one tour group, you're like, "Hey, I need this party over here," and they're kicking all the sensors and shutting off the ride. I remember one night, man. Oh my god, we had to call security and OPD. Oh my god, one of the ride the group of like 700 people like ruined the whole night, and they had to shut down the ride, and security had to escort the whole party out. I got the gist of it from wardrobe. I was walking back, and I'm like, "What the hell was that all about?" They're like, apparently one of the girls did something, and they were trying to do something sexual. I was like, "Oh my god." Yeah, and they had to shut down the level on the Simpsons ride and all this shit, and the cops were called in, and the girl's like underage from Brazil. Yeah, just stories. Like I said, I could write a book and you guys wouldn't believe me. Wow, look at me go on my tangent about Universal. That's my podcast. I can do what I want. I haven't talked for over a month. What the hell else was I gonna say? But yeah, man, the Disney passes, man. Back to Disney passes. um, it's BS, man. But like, that's the Universal like side of it. Disney's kind of the same way. I've heard some shit over at Disney too. My friends that work over there, and like they said stories about tour groups and stuff. And my stepdad had a funny Brazilian story. The kid he bought a pellet gun and worked at the hotel, and they kept hearing pop, 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 pop. Apparently, one of the security guards went up on him and checked on the hotel room. These kids are, like I said, wealthy kids. Like they make me look like a fucking bum. And apparently he shot two of the plasma TVs, shot the wall, shot the ceiling. There were pellets everywhere in the damn wall, and security just went up and just told them to empty out their bags. They took all the money that these kids had. I mean, just packs of money. Took all the money, put it in the bag, and just took the money, and then kicked the whole party out, which was like 20 to 23 people, out of the hotel room. I mean, the hotel room was fucking destroyed. There were pellets in the walls, like BB pellets all on the wall. The TV was shot at. Yeah, just wild shit. But yeah, it's like no other job you'll ever experience. Like I said, working for a theme park, nothing like you'll ever experience. Nothing like you'll experience. I mean, like I compare my job maybe to like maybe the DMV, maybe a doc. I don't know, not even a doctor, man. The doctor doesn't come in and like, "Oh my lord." Yeah, I mean they do, but shit. I'm trying to adjust on my mic here. But geez Louise, man. It's like a job I'll never experience, and it's wild. But yeah, these Disney annual passes, man. I don't know. People are like, they're not going to renew. I got so many friends going, "I can't afford this. I can't," And then my friend Dana calls me and says, "Hey, man, like, WTF? Like, you know, did you look at the passes today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't afford that right now. I mean, I could afford it, but not right now. I can't afford $205 down payment, and then how the hell do I get there each week, and how do I visit? And then COVID's still a thing, so you still need a reservation system and all this shit." And so many people are like, I've got the money, but I know one of my friends is like, "I'm still buying the $800 pass." I went, "You got to be fucking kidding me, man. I can't justify that." Shit, if you can afford that, wow, all that overtime. Not even worth it to go to Disney that much. Shit, you're paying 800 and something bucks. God damn. And then like somebody was complaining, one of the people on the page were complaining about, all you fucking locals get to go there, and I have to go in and pay like $1,000. It's like, yeah, like we get to go in a little bit cheaper, but still, like we, live in Florida then if you want to go to all these fucking theme parks and shit like that, I know I got friends that go to like they go to like sorry, I'm adjusting my legs. Getting cramped up here. Ugh. Ooh. Yow. Let me adjust my butt. Ooh. My legs are like, youch. But I got a lot of friends that are going to Cedar Point and Busch Gardens and Dollywood. Apparently, that's been a big thing this last month. Everybody's been going to Dollywood and, excuse me, sorry. Just everybody's like, "What the hell is he doing on camera?" I'm moving my body because I've been crunched into a ball for the past hour, possibly. But a lot of my friends have been like doing the Cedar Point thing and Dollywood and stuff like that. Places I could never afford to go. Not because I don't want to. It's just money's the thing. And right now I got credit cards to pay, and I should be really focusing on that, getting myself out of debt. Also, thank you for the person who donated on my mini factory, Big Boss Man, dude. Thank you for the $2. That was not expecting that, so thank you. Apparently it's from Australia, so thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate that. That's going to go into the podcast actually, so I'm going to donate that into the podcast payment thing, so we can have a little bit of podcast money. So I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. That was very unexpected getting that email in the morning. I was like, wait, what? I owe somebody money? What? It's like, no, somebody gave you $2. I'm like, hey man, $2 is $2. So I want to thank you, Big Boss Man. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. That really meant a lot. I will pull it out and put it into good use for the podcast for Up Past Midnight and the Mind Unleashed. So thank you so much. Thank you kindly for that. Very unexpected. So thank you. But yeah, everybody's been like visiting the theme parks and doing that kind of thing. I don't know how I feel about the Disney Pass. I'm gonna wait like another year or so once COVID's finally shits to bed, and it finally, the variants are all fucking gone and we're all safe and people are finally going, okay, I guess I'll get the vaccine. I'm again, you guys know how I feel about the vaccine. Just honestly, you do you. You do you. I don't even care if I lose listeners from this shit. I really don't care at this point because, I'm not trying to preach what I feel you should do. You're a human being. You're a person. You do you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore. But that's what people have been saying with the Disney passes. They're like, yeah, man, I don't think we could. I don't think we can justify paying the extra, $20 extra. That's what broke it for us. And the $205, like I said, it's $205 any which way you swing it. That's the down payment. You add that up between 4 people, that's a lot of fucking money. And then on top of that is the monthly charge, which you're going to be starting to pay. So you're better off paying. Well, if I was me, if I could afford it, if I had extra money to burn each month, I would probably do the Pirate Pass, which is technically the Gold Pass, which gives you, a little bit more, gives you like 10 months playtime. But I don't even know why the fuck they call it these pass. These pass names are really effing weird because people are like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is this? Who came up with the names of this? And now that Disney is charging for an Express Pass, or sorry, Fast Pass, aka Express Pass, whatever the hell you want to call it now, Genie. It's kind of fucked up. Then people are like, oh my god, I gotta pay for a fucking Fast Pass now? Like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, you had to do that way back in the way, but now, they tried this stupid thing where you could like reserve them, and now you have to freaking buy them. It's like Universal's been doing that for eons. They've been charging for Express Pass. Universal's Express Pass, Disney's Fast Pass. They're just a fucking speed ticket. What I usually call them, just speed ticket. And Universal had Virtual Line, which Virtual Line, for those who don't know what the hell that is at Universal, it is a ticket you can get to reserve a time to come back. So instead of waiting in a damn line, you can say, hey man, I got a party of 6, party of 8, party of whatever. You know, we want to pick this time. We got to wait like an hour, and then we'll come back, and our wait's not as long. That's all a virtual line pass is. A friend of mine asked me to explain that to him. So I told him, I said it was kind of like a Disney Fast Pass. You pick a time. It was the old school Disney Fast Pass. You would pick a time, how many in the party, and you come back at that time. That's pretty much what it is. Instead of you waiting forever and ever for a ride to do its thing, you can go get a reserve time and go, I don't have express, but I don't feel like waiting. I feel like to have lunch. Go have lunch. Pick your time. Pick a 1 o'clock, pick a 2 o'clock. Pick what it's giving you. And they go, okay, I gotta wait 20 minutes. Fine. So you can go pee pee, poo poo, do what you gotta do, and then you're in the ride. And only a few rides offer that at Universal. The ones are Jimmy Fallon, Fast and the Furious, The Mummy had it, Haggard's has it. And I forget what else has it. I don't remember all of them. But Jimmy Fallon, because I worked there, and that's why I know about reserve time. We were the first ones to have it. So, and then Fast and the Furious, which I ended up making one for Fast and the Furious one day just so I could, my buddy could ride it with me. And it was just something to do. But I call it Fast and the Flop. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Disney's gonna do. I don't know. I can't justify paying that shit right now. Like I said, I got bills to pay, so and I can't justify paying $205 down, and then, I mean, you're fucking better off. Honestly, you're better off paying the shit outright. Like honestly, but I know some people are like, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that annual. I'm gonna buy that $8.99 pass. Buy that 900. Shit, if you got $1,000 to burn, Jesus Christ, damn. If I had $1,000 to burn, it wouldn't be at Disney. But what would you invest in, Ollie? My business. I'd buy another. I'd honestly buy another printer. I'd buy a bigger printer, bigger resin printer. That way I could do more shit for people. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Disney's doing. I don't plan on going back for a while. Once my buddy Dakota or somebody offers me an invite back, I'll go back. But I don't have the money. Number one, number two, COVID's still a thing, and that's just it's getting everybody's ass, man. People are like, I can't pay that. I don't want to pay that. It's ridiculous. But it's better to wait anyway, because like Tron's not done, Guardians isn't opened up yet. Ratatouille is just opening up soon. Apparently they're doing previews right now for cast members. I'm trying to think of what other rides are open with Disney, but not much. I mean, I haven't done mini Mickey. Last time I got to go, we did preview with Dakota for the COVID reopening, and I got to go ride Frozen, which was cool. I got to ride our own boat, which I know Frozen seems stupid, but I've never done it, so it was kind of cool to have our own boat and kind of actually enjoy the whole damn thing without kids screaming, and do a few things. I did the Spanish ride. That was pretty neat, and then I did another ride, and that was pretty neat. Sorry, just getting a text. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how everything goes, but life will be life. What else is going on? Been a podcast of me just rambling my head off and talking about Universal more than I thought it would be. Yep, Hornets, Cheetah Box, Disney, Universal. Oh shit. Cody, Mystic. Hope you're doing well, brother. If you're listening at all. I know I've been talking to you in a couple of days. I'm glad you got your Instagram page up. And your GoFundMe, I think, at like $500. So I'm glad you can finally start printing again. Hope you're doing well. My phone's on if you want to give me a call or text or whatever. I'll give you a text or a call to see how you're doing. But I hope you're doing well, man. I saw some photos on Facebook. So like I said, hope you're doing well. And good luck with everything. And like I said, my phone's on if you need me. So, but if you're listening in your patrol car or whatever you're doing, or just positive thoughts, brother. Just want to give you positive feedback. I know Louisiana just had a hurricane, so hope you're doing well with that. But yeah, that's the best I can say for that. yeah, guys, I have not much more to say. This is kind of just me venting or talking for the month. I'm sorry I had not much to talk about, but I've been doing some 3D printing. Computer's now upgraded to 32 gigs. Computer stop.
32 is usually defined as being 2 more than 30.
Funny. Oh, it was great. If you want to follow Up Past Midnight, please follow us on our Facebook page, Up Past Midnight podcast, or Up Past Midnight on anywhere else. You can leave Dell a comment or myself a comment. We love email. I believe our next podcast is going to be about Marvel and comic books and DC. What the dude on Discord pretty much said, he said, can you guys talk about comic books? Mostly X-Men and Dark Phoenix. So I'm going to look up a little bit of that. X-Men is one of my favorite comics. So I can't wait to tell with Dell and kind of break that down with her. I do have a story thing I want to do with her, but it's been kind of rough lately. You know. But if you want to follow Dell, follow her at Fatal Empress D at Twitch. I'll put a link down below in the description. Definitely give her a follow on Twitch. She definitely takes donations. She would love a donation because donations help her. So if you want to be a really cool, awesome person, donate to her personally, or you can go to Up Past Midnight and donate on our page. I'll put a link down below in our podcast description for a Streamlabs donation. Anything we get from there, guys, I will split 50-50 with her. Pretty much the money is going to go towards the podcast hosting and stuff like that. But I will make sure she gets some cashola because I'm not that kind of person that's going to fucking just throw somebody under the bus. That's not right. I wish to have her more on the Twitch page, but if you guys want to be awesome and do me a solid, if you could, I'm not begging, I'm not asking, overly asking, but if you, hello, if you could give us a like on the Facebook page or the Instagram or the Twitch page, that would be awesome. I'm trying to get up to 50 follows on Twitch because Twitch is retarded. There, I said it. I really think Twitch is stupid. Twitch is kind of dumb because you can't upload anything until you get 50 followers. So I'm trying to get to 50 followers. We got like 2 or 3 now. I haven't been streaming that much then. Dell's got her own page, so I'm leaving that to her, Fatal Empress D. So please check her out. And like I said, if you want to donate to us, I promise money will get to her. I will make it very transparent. I'm not gonna F you guys over. But if you would like to help out to a cause so we can keep making and doing things and stuff like that, I will leave a thing for you to do so. But yeah, I mean, that's what's been going on pretty much. Like, Horror Nights is a thing. People need to stop being assholes and trying to ruin it for everybody else and saying, oh my God, it's got vinyl and I'm not going to go and get a pass because people are trying to protect themselves. And it doesn't scare me enough that there's a small barrier between us and it's not as frightening and it's going to be a shitty event. It's like, shut up, enjoy the fucking event, have a cold beer. You know, be grateful we're fucking happening. And many people, many of my friends, my actual real friends, are like, fucking Horror Nights is happening. I'm going. So all my friends that are going to HHN, like, fuck yeah, let's do it. They're all like on board. They've already had some of the treats and they can't wait. They're just excited for Horror Nights in general, man. They can't wait to see the houses. I know one of my friends has already bought his Frequent Fear Pass. He doesn't care. He doesn't care one bit. He's like, I am so looking forward to this year. He's got all his Horror Nights stuff. He is like, baby, bring it on. So I think it's awesome that a lot of, you know, the real HHN fans want to go see it because they're just ready for HHN. It's that time of the year. It's spooky time. It's the year that they all crave. So I'm happy for my friends that really do enjoy it. And yeah. But yeah. I'm gonna end it here, I think. I have not much to say, no more to say really. What else am I doing? I might do some streaming on video games this week. I don't know. I'm gonna finish up some 3D printing. I gotta finish up a Garrett from The Witcher. Been working on that for Dell. It's supposed to be a surprise gift, but it taking longer than expected. Like I said, I got the resin for my printers now, and the screens are now fixed. And I got somebody was able to help me out getting some resin and stuff like that. And I also got some FEP, not FEP, so I'm going to put that on that tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I wanted to do it tonight. It's almost 9 o'clock here. Football's about to start too, so I'm excited for that. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry that this podcast sucked. I love you all. Almost up to 10,000 listens. That's freaking crazy. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Honestly, I pretty much just gave you a Disney Universal rant. What else? What else? Oh, fucking Jungle Cruise was awesome. What else did I watch? Suicide Squad was fun as hell. Invincible was good. I watched that the other on Amazon Prime. Yeah, now I'm just rambling. But yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, my watch is going up like crazy. I guess there's a big chat going on, so I better check out what the hell's going on in their thing. Thank you all for tuning in and being so lovely to me and letting me just kind of talk. And if you want me to bring up a damn topic or whatever, please email me at openmindindustries@gmail.com. Any 3D printing questions, feel free. We have a Discord. You can check me out there at Open Mind Industries. I also want to give a thank you to Shape Lads VR for letting me mention them. If you're looking to get into VR sculpting, please check them out. The program's only like $20, and they are offering a beta thing. So if you want to sign up for the beta program and kind of tell them what you're going to be doing with the program, or just kind of like giving them insight on it, please do that. I think they would appreciate that. What else? Nothing else really. Like I said, again, check out Dell at Fatal Empress D on Twitch. Link will be down below in the description, so you guys can click on her. Check out Up Past Midnight podcast or the other podcast. And I guess that's going to be it for this month. I'm sorry, I really had nothing to say. It's been very So hopefully, anyway, be safe and keep an open mind. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.